We're going to Bongao. This area has been subject to some extremist terrorist groups for a long time. I'm excited. This is so wild. I got a huge one. This is so incredibly impressive. This is truly the perfect script.
Oh, hell no. Not the pipe laying project.
All right, brand new video. Welcome back to our hotel room. 3 beds in this one room. And we spent most of today just pretty much planning the next couple of days of our trip, because if you don't know already, we're going to Bongao, which is in the Sulu archipelago, tomorrow. And we didn't have any accommodation or any means to get around, so we've been trying to sort that out, and now we're heading out to grab some dinner and get out for our final night herping in Mindanao. I'll talk to you more about Bongao later. We just got in the car, drove off, and noticed 5 minutes into driving that Keith had left the boot open. Guys, we started with more truncations tonight. Just broken roads, not allowing us to get where we wanted to go. But finally, we've made it. This is a totally experimental, unknown entity. We don't know if this is going to lead us anywhere, what the quality of habitat is going to be, but we're going to push in. The goal tonight is actually to get near water, so even if there's decent habitat around here, like flat areas, that's not what we're aiming to explore. We want to get near water so we can see if any flower maculatus are there, because that's the meta they're on at this time of year, so we'll see how it goes. All right, so just along that path where I was just filming, we got a snake, and obviously it's some kind of calamarinae. I'm looking at the head here, definitely seems like calamarinae, not Pseudorhabdian. But I'm just doing a couple triple checks that it's not a Caliophis, because that's obviously what it's trying to disguise itself as. But it's absolutely tiny and so, like, this snake is ridiculously slender. Look at that. I thought it was a planarian when I saw it. I mean, I can't identify this one off the rip. I'd guess, because I believe there's only 2 Calamaria recorded on Mindanao. This must be Gervaisi, since it's definitely not Lumbricoidea. But we'll have to take a closer look. Got a couple spots on the tail, little collar pattern, which I zoomed in on there. But first snake of the night is a peculiar fossorial. Anyway, I'm going to pick this strange snake up. We just consulted the book, absolutely no help whatsoever. Definitely not a Pseudorhabdian. And like Keith has, this guy's seen Gervaisi before, and he claims that it's not as slender as this. And also,
yellow vandrel.
Yeah, he seems like he says he remembers, but I believe CF Gervaisi is the best ID I can give this one at the time. Maybe we'll look back at Gervaisi photos and we'll realize that we were all like tripping, and it actually is just like a typical Mindanao Gervaisi. But you know, there's probably like some significant like discrepancy between the ones here and the ones on Luzon where Keith has seen them. And this one obviously has, does it have touches of yellow on the venter? It kind of does. Is that a yellow reflection?
A little bit.
Yeah, take a look at that. But I'd say it's mostly black. Either way, this is one of the most elongated and slender reed snakes I've ever seen. One of the most elongated and slender snakes I've ever seen. I thought it was a blind snake at first. So unique there. Let me just get some video of Keith with that. Anyway, guys, we've got to press on because we haven't even reached the forest yet. But just along this little path, we've got a very peculiar calamarinae here. Indeed. Very, very interesting. We found a friendly dog. It's not often out here in these remote areas that you get friendly dogs, but honestly, a lot of the ones we've encountered here have been friendly. All right, so we're crashing through this vegetation, taking a serious beating, just edge stuff. And I actually saw a snake shoot out from beneath my feet, and I was able to dive on it. And it's this really cool Rhabdophis lineatus, which is a Mindanao endemic keelback, one that we were certainly interested in looking for here. And it reminds me so much of Rhabdophis conspiculata from Borneo, with that sort of head shape and lip pattern. But other than that, it's kind of unique. It's got a very nice orangey pattern, somewhat like Chrysargos, fading to pale green. Can you show me the snake a bit more? You're just showing me your hands at this angle. Like, hold it a bit lower. Yeah, here we can see the body a little bit better, with that kind of greenish tail. It is indeed very Rhabdophis looking, or at least like conspiculata and Chrysargos in some way. And it's certainly a nice snake. You can see the venter there, some gray edging on it. It's pretty cool actually, because yeah, Mindanao endemic keelback, an interesting one, a unique one we were certainly interested in finding here, and we've got it here tonight, which is fantastic. We just added another species. We're up to 8 species on our trip now, and our target was 10 by the end, and we've got 2 nights to go on an island with much less diversity than here, but maybe we can pick up another one tonight. I mean, I told the guys I thought it was unlikely we would get more than 1 new species for the trip tonight. But up here, crashing around the vegetation, we picked up some good stuff tonight. Some strange reed snake and Rhabdophis lineatus. So let's go. This is fucking fantastic. What a start to the night. What did Team Rocket say in Pokemon?
Oh, I don't know Pokemon.
What did they say, Keith?
What the pisser?
It's something like, we've got trouble and make it double.
Oh, no idea.
I was gonna say, like, so we got one freaking Rhabdophis lineatus, right? I was explaining the guys exactly how I caught it. We were like, okay, let's just move this snake into a more open area to take some pictures. I walked back through that same spot and spotted a second one in the exact same place I caught the first. Look, check them out like together here. They're pretty much identical to one another, identical in size. It's like literally like we're seeing double right here. And they were in the exact same place. The snake just replicated itself. Now I'd imagine this is a male and female which were either courting or maybe just post-mating. Maybe they mated during the daytime and now at night they were coiled up in the same area resting. They were certainly not entangled together. You know, I saw the first one moving out of the leaves and the other one was coiled up under. But super cool to get two of these together in such a funny like situation. I think this one might be like a smidgen longer than that one, or are they like absolute? No, this one is longer. This one's wait.
No, honestly,
bro, they're like
the same.
literally copy pasted these snakes. Like Venter identical, Dorsum identical. I had to get the second one on video because you guys never would have believed me if I said we caught a second one. But man, look at that, guys. Two of the Mindanao Rhabdophis lineatus here. This one's got a slightly bigger head, the one on the left. You see that, Alex?
Yeah.
Probably a female based on that. Or maybe this is a species where the males get bigger. Maybe it's just vipers. Either way, freaking interesting. Now Kith. Ooh. Did that one open its...
Yeah, it's open.
Oh, I think it's just flexing its jaw. Never mind. Yo. And as if things couldn't get even more funny for this area, we were just admiring these two keelbacks and Keith was like, oh, there's a skink there. And I made the grab on this very, very peculiar little skinkid. I don't know if I can even narrow this one down to genus level. Like, could it be a juvenile of the Chopodophoris? Possibly. I see some salmon colors coming through in the venter, but the head is totally patternless, so I'm assuming it's not the same species as before, but very interesting one, which will require the macro lens coming up. So
We're in the Rupert Grassby Lewis's dad meta on this one. We're just sitting and things are coming to us in the forest.
yeah, bit of backstory. I grew up doing a lot of herping with my dad when I was younger, and he comes from a mothing and a butterfly watching background. And while I was always adamant that you have to cover ground for reptiles, he was always big on the we should just find a really good spot, sit around and wait. And well, this time we have. So props to the old man. So I just realized that like a meter away from where I caught them, this huge hollow tree has like a little pool of water inside, which may have tadpoles and frogs and around it. So that could be why we found two of these in the same place, because it's so dry here. There's almost no water in the forest. And maybe they just congregated around this little patch of water remaining here. So that's interesting, very interesting. Small update from our journey. We were just unable to get anywhere near the water, sadly. The geography of the area was way more complicated than I imagined. We just never made any progress. So we started heading back because we got a big day tomorrow, but we did get our first agamid lizard of the trip. Alex spotted this, hold on, let me come around this side, probably easier. This Gonocephalus here. It's just a juvenile, but we were actually speaking a minute ago about, I can't even see my phone screen, there's a leaf in the way. Hold on, guys. There we go. We were speaking a minute ago about where the hell are the agamid lizards. We haven't seen any. The here one is the Mindanao Gonocephalus. Looks really cool with those colors, although it is just a baby, so it lacks any of the horns or anything like that. But he's aware, looking around. We're just gonna leave him here though. Maybe I'll take a quick in situ with my camera. What would you know, boys? What did you know? We did get one more snake. And I know it's diminutive. I know it's unremarkable, but this is actually low-key one of me and Keith's biggest targets of the trip. Oxyrhabdion modestum. That's this species. I don't even know what the common name could possibly be for this. But this is just a tiny juvenile of a snake that actually gets to a relatively decent size. But the reason we wanted to see these so bad is they're just a very interesting genus, very strange and unique. You know, they seem somewhat like the Pseudorhabdium genus, except they're terrestrial with a little bit of arboreal activity as well. I think they climb small shrubs. and they're just a very strange genus, and a genus which is totally endemic to the Philippines, and that's kind of why we wanted to see it. You know, oh, gross.
Close my foot. Huh? Close my fucking foot on the door. I'd rather be bit by a tropical MS any day. Fucking hell, I'm in agony.
Alex didn't understand you somehow. He's in the back going, how's your foot? I haven't vlogged much in the car because I'm driving, but this is the kind of scuffed roads we have to drive around here to get to our destinations. And often it's like, you know, we're talking 40 plus minutes in these kind of areas, going up into like low hill areas. What the batans are ass? Get out of the way, stupid dogs. Move. There we go. Guys, nothing says Philippines more than just like a random like lamppost in the middle of the road. All right, another very, very early start for us today. It's just gone 7 in the morning and we're checking out of what was a very lovely place to stay. This Ocho's Travelers Inn, kind of on the northeast side of town. And we're going to Bongao, Tawi-Tawi, very, very soon. To give some context, some cell phone photos in the Philippine Snake ID group had brought our attention to an extremely unique looking Tropidolaemus species from the Sulu archipelago. As we know, Western Mindanao has long been classified as a very dangerous place for foreign tourists due to extremist groups, in particular the ISIS-linked Abu Sayyaf group, who terrorized the region with bombings, kidnappings, and brutal executions of tourists. Forests on Jolo, Basilan, and Tawi-Tawi Islands were and still are used as transient guerrilla warfare bases for Abu Sayyaf, making this a much more dangerous prospect than our time in Zamboanga. However, due to extreme pressure from the military, the presence and threat of Abu Sayyaf and associated groups has significantly reduced in recent years. Plus, our pre-planned herping trip to Zamboanga provided the perfect opportunity to catch a short flight to Bongao on Tawi-Tawi Island and search for a very, very special viper. I'll explain more here. Right, so we've just touched down in Bongao. So now it's time to give you a little bit of backstory on this area. So Bongao is part of Tawi-Tawi, which is one of the most far western islands in the Sulu archipelago in far southwestern Philippines, near Borneo. Basically like a zone which people are just not encouraged to travel to whatsoever. Like that was the case in Zamboanga. It's even more. This area has been subject, and that's very evident by what some of the terrorist claims for a long time. What did they say to you?
They were asking about us from UNICEF.
Yeah, so UNICEF. So obviously tourism, not that big of a thing here. That said, we received an extremely warm welcome and we did our background research on the area and we believe this island to be safe. And even if it's not 100% safe, we're coming anyway because that's what we're about. There's some pretty special snakes here and we want to give it a shot to see them. So yeah, it's pretty cool to be here. The vibes are up though. Warm welcome, everything's good around here and we're feeling good. About to get some taxonomically ambiguous food delivered to us, so we'll catch up with you on that. All right, so we have met up with our friends Shams and Orms, and we didn't expect what vehicle they were going to be arriving with, but they brought their ambulance or patient transport vehicle, right? So we got vehicle transport, a car, because cars are pretty difficult to get around here on Tawi-Tawi and Bongao, and it's really good because it's pouring with rain outside, so bikes wouldn't have been a good idea, but this is crazy. We did not expect to have a car. That's so good. So before we get out into the field, we're joining our friends here at the Bongao Central Mosque, which is really beautiful actually. Lovely white walls, nice minaret, and inside, as you guys can see, really beautiful. Is that how you start it?
The battery got discharged.
Yeah,
They're having battery issues
we've
too.
been on that matter as well.
All right, so we're making our first stop here, just at a little farm area where the guys say that they've seen a few vipers here over the years. I'm gonna poke around a bit in the daytime, and I think the plan after that is go to another spot where they recently saw one. So it's time to get out searching. It's hot, it's very hot. So I'm hoping we can locate some shade somewhere. That'd be fantastic, and start poking around the bushes because I'm excited. This is so wild. This has got Far Cry 3 vibes. There's a Draco on the side of this tree. I don't know how well you guys can see because I'm not even filming it. Wait, I am, yeah. Yeah, I think it can definitely be made out there. Yeah, there's a little Draco. God knows what species it is in this area. But out of the car for 2 seconds, already one reptile. Alex, Keith, I got a huge one. I got one. Here. Holy shit. Holy shit. Holy shit. No way. What the? Got one. Yeah, got one. You see?
Yeah.
Brother? Yes, thank you. Look, huge adult. Oh my god. No.
Wow.
Got the whole crew here. Hold on, let me come closer. Look at that. Look at that. What is that snake? What snake is that? No way. First walk outside the car, the first sight. And I just see this sitting exactly where I would have drawn it up. The perfect script. The perfect script. Let's go, man. Let's go. Shams, yeah, we will catch it. We just want to look at it where it is now. Hello, guys. So these guys told us they'd seen a lot on their farm, as I said before. And I just want to appreciate this one a bit more here before we get it down, because it's such a cool in situ. It's in the exact type of plant that Sham's picture he sent me, that he sent in the group a long time ago is in. Just the perfect script has been drawn up. We've arrived here, first outing, not even like 10 minutes of walking, and we've cooked up. This is like some kind of 5-star gourmet, fine dining, 5-star, like 5-course meal right here. This is a triple Michelin star approved 3, 4, 5, 6-course meal right here. Let's go, man. Okay, so we brought it down now, which was actually a little bit harder. And look, you can actually get an idea for the size of this. Look at that length. Look at that color. This is absolutely incredible. You can get a bit closer and try and film if that's possible. And it's hard to film on the stick, but it's like almost totally black on the head. Completely black, dark all the way across the dorsum with those yellow lateral sides just forming bands at the top. We're not sure if this one is gravid or like just needs a shite or maybe has like a large meal, but like this is so incredibly impressive. And like the way it's drawn up, that we went Far Cry 3 meta out here. These guys sorted us out with the transport and took us to a good spot, and it didn't even take 10 minutes to get a viper, which is taxonomically ambiguous.
Very
for sure.
taxonomically ambiguous.
I'm looking at the head scales, and between it, I mean, I couldn't even say this is sub, you know, it doesn't even seem similar to subannulatus. That like black on the top of the head, it's so unique. And it seems like this one is distributed across the Sulu archipelago, because we've seen some records of similar ones from Jolo. But out here, this one has the most blacks, and we've seen the most unique looking, special, dark individuals here on Bongao Island, which is why we wanted to come here. And here we've got it in hand, the freaking incredible pit viper here. I'm just gonna say it's I don't know, the Bongao Spa Chopodelamus CF savannulatus. This is absolutely unreal. I'll get some more video of this in a minute. I just wanted to step behind the camera, get some clout with my boy Keith.
Let's go.
Wow. Hello.
Look at that.
It's scoping me out. The head is so narrow at the front. Such a unique looking snake.
Did you get a
The eye is totally black. How could I have done that? Okay, here we have it up in its position here. Yeah, sorry about the background noise, but I'm hoping that we can get some focus on the head here. Yeah, that is simply incredible. Look at it from this angle. Absolutely unreal. Got the light coming through the trees, the daytime cooking. Hardest time to find snakes, even like ones like this, is so hard to locate in the daytime. It's harder to pick out from vegetation when you don't have the light, but we just rustled up one of the best snakes I've ever seen in my life, without a shadow of a doubt. Like, just looking at this, I'm in total awe. It's like Sumatran pit viper tier of insane. And the thing with this clade of Chopodelamus here, see, even the juveniles are beautiful. They have kind of like greenish bands and yellows all over, and still the blacks come through more and more and more as they age, like Wagglers. And the similarity to Wagglers is uncanny, but we are a long, long, long way from the range of Wagglers. So don't even think about comparing it to that. This is a totally unique clade here. Something entirely new. I'm absolutely sure of it. and looking forward to see what comes in this in the future. Of course, we're not going to collect it. We're just going to leave it here. We just came here to see this species because it's been absolutely legendary in our circles. The pictures from people like Shams here, and Shams has pulled up the goods. Incredibly generous for him to take us out here, give us a form of transport and let us cook. Just took us to a best spot and let us cook. And I've cooked up something extremely special. All right, we are done with all the photography. There's some serious admiring going on here because this snake is absolutely unreal. I cannot understate how this is truly the perfect script. Like, we messaged Shams, who saw one in his farm a couple days ago, and he was so generous, offered to take us out and looking for it. But before we went to the one he saw, which was by the side of the road in a different farm, he was like, let's stop by here, check this area out. You know, we weren't expecting to see much. We were like, why not? And we had a whole arsenal of people helping us. And I just looked in a tree after 10 minutes and saw this unmistakable color, exactly what we're looking for. Our own individual, completely new one, not seen before. It couldn't be better. Like a simply incredible viper, huge, gravid adult female. We've been so gentle with her, and now we're gonna put her back in the tree. Hey, some kids showed up. Hello. Yeah, good times, man. All right, it's time to put this girl back and just relish in the moment. All right, and there we have it. We just put it right back in the tree where it came from. It's climbing up a bit higher, but it's gonna settle around here somewhere, and nobody around here is gonna disturb it. The locals, they say they don't even kill them. Shams has educated them before, saying that the snake is harmless, good pest control, great to have around, and it's special to this island, so no chance they're gonna mess with this. It's gonna stay here and give birth to hopefully many, many offspring of this incredible species. Let's go. Hello. All right, we are back in the sweatbox. On our way to where Shams saw his individual on Saturday, a couple of days ago, the one which actually brought him to our attention and had us speak to him in the first place. We'll see if it's there. I reckon it'll be in the area, but we're not going to spend longer than like 30 minutes there because these guys are going out of their way to help us. We don't want to take up too much of their day. Plus, obviously, it's quite a long drive back, and we've got some dinner to take care of. But holy crap, today has been amazing. I'm just climbing the tree where he saw it before, just checking some of the higher branches. This one seems to have moved on, but we're going to keep searching the area because these Tropodelamus don't move much and they don't move far. And the guys have brought us to some local coffee place where they've got a selection of local snacks. I've tried 2 out of 5 so far and they've both been delicious. Lots of coconut stuff, banana stuff, and some coffee, which is a bit hot right now, but will be consumed very soon. So this area where we just grabbed coffee is like a traditional market, like a local people's market area. And according to Sham, they still barter for goods here. So
we're on the cool box, Matt and I. Let's go.
So basically, they don't do only cash transactions at these places. They like trade goods, so like vegetables for fish, and like it's very, very.
Let's go.
I don't know what's wrong with Keith. Something. And we're checking out this spot for a potential place to return for sea crates. They say they see them every now and again, and look at the clarity of the water here. We've got some bad reflections from the sun setting over there, but this is just unreal. What a beautiful island, man.
Nice to see a crocodile as well, I guess.
Keith's got a piscine on his plate. And where else?
My bowels.
All right, another update. We just had dinner with the guys, and now we're heading out to, I think we're just gonna look around some coastal areas tonight, and tomorrow we're gonna load up some more permits, believe it or not, and do some proper herping. But for now, it's just gonna be some casual stuff around the coast for the next couple of hours before an early night. Shams, how long have we been walking for?
Maybe a minute or 2.
Yeah, 1 minute. And look what we got here. There we go. I'm bringing it back up to the path. There you go. There's sea crate number 1. 1 minute, less than 1 minute of walking. We only just stepped down onto the rocks. Got a Laticauda colubrina, juvenile, not a big one. Sub-adult maybe. Yeah, juvenile is probably the right description. As usual, these are so wriggly. They're always moving around, very hard to handle. But you can see that amazing paddle tail. I feel like it's been so long since I've shown sea crates on my channel. Certainly the first of the year. There's the first sea crate I've seen in 2024. Obviously, I haven't been in Thailand, and this is the first time to the Philippines, but Philippine islands have such incredible densities of these. Like, they are everywhere here in the Philippines. One of the best places to go to see sea crates, and really happy we can turn these up tonight on the beach. It's always amazing being on a tropical island paradise and seeing these beautiful yellow lip sea crates. That's fantastic. Everyone else is using phone lights except for me, Keith, and Alex. Apparently they have headlamps, but they weren't expecting to be out. They weren't expecting to be on charge, which is pretty funny. But we're just out on this little like rocky peninsula thing, like some man-made rock barrier here in the sea. Only the one sea crate so far. It was in like literally 30 seconds to a minute of walking. But I'm sure there'll be more around if we keep sort of strolling. They come out from deep within these rock cracks and they climb up from the shore simultaneously. So you get new ones coming in, new ones coming out. You know how it is. Just to touch on something that probably hasn't been mentioned, Alex is in his his final semester of university of a 4-year course, and he just literally abandoned it to come and spend it in Bongao without a smidgen of internet the whole time. No wonder he was rushing assignments in Zamboanga. New day here in Tawi Tawi. Me and Alex are the only people that are up somehow. I don't know where the hell Keith is, but we've got some kind of taxonomically ambiguous chicken on our plate. We're working under the bare minimum we can possibly pull off right now, basically, because there are no, like, how do I say this? Toilets. Yeah, there's no toilets here. There's just sort of like latrine pits. So we're trying to intentionally induce constipation by eating rice and chicken. What the pissy ass. Also, if it looks like I haven't showered, it's because I showered with a bucket. So, not really a shower, is it? Alex is walking out to sea, listening to Taylor Swift. This might be the last we see of him. Alright, here we are back in the sweatbox. Although today, aircon's blasting and it's like, I can't even explain how much cooler it is than yesterday. Anyway, man, we're really locked in tonight. We've got a big group, including some local bird watchers.
Alex at the falling bed.
And they managed to hook us up with some permits to go walk in the forest at night, which is absolutely fantastic. Something we weren't sure we'd even get here. So we rested up during the daytime, as you saw, did some swimming and whatnot. And now we're heading to Bud Bongao Peak to begin the cooking session, the final cooking session of the trip. What's the vibes?
Very high.
Just having a little meal here. We're joined by Mox and Abs, who are two local guys who are into bird watching and naturalist stuff. And of course, Shams is here, the legend.
Sham the top G.
Top G, top striker. And we're just about to hike on the mountain. So we're getting out at night here in the forest for the first time. And hopefully we can cook something up.
Live footage of Keith eating something that is not a McDonald's.
All right, here we go. The final part of the cooking. The final chapter. Gonna have some fun out here tonight. No pressure, just herping around, hoping we see some cool stuff and have some good times. First thing we got here is some kind of gecko species. I'm gonna assume it's Gecko monarchus, but could be something different. Definitely a gecko genus with those feet. Not Certodactylus. I know there's some similar looking geckos across the Philippines, but we're close to Borneo here, so it could be monarchus, but I'm not sure of the exact species. Have to look it up after. Right when Mox was telling me he saw a lot of snakes, Keith pulled up, instantly spotted the Sulu vine snake, Attribution-ShareAlike suluensis. We can tell that from all the way over here, unmistakable. Let's go and take a closer look. And actually this exact spot here, there's another vine snake way up there. Really big one up there.
Is that a bronzeback?
No, vine snake for sure.
Also a vine snake?
Yeah, vine snake for sure.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You can take a look at it here. Definitely a Attribution suluensis. I'm not sure how it differentiates from the mainland form, or Preocularis, or just Prasina in Borneo. But nice yellow stripe on it. Very green. No brown tail at all. Note that. There's absolutely no brown tail. And it's certainly a beautiful snake. You know, we're so blasé to vine snakes out here because we see so many of them in our other herping ventures. But it's nice to see one here. Nice to be out at night herping. Freaking amazing that this could be sorted out for us. And we cooked 2 vine snakes off the rip, and I'm sure these won't be the last of the trip. But great information by Mox here, telling us that to come this little side around this rock, he's seen a lot of snakes here. And that was definitely true, because here we are. Lovely Prasina suluensis, the Sulu vine snake. All right, male. Keith has cooked up a viper here, and it looks like might be a male by the looks of things. Up in there, you see that Very unmistakable shape and color. Let's get it down and get a closer look. All right, I got it down, and here we've got this little, what we believe is a male, which is actually what we were hoping to see tonight, because there's been no records of males of this subgroup, this clade here, in any of the Sulu archipelago. And you can see actually it's really, really surprisingly similar to sub, while also not being that similar to sub. Something about the spots is off. I can't exactly put my finger on what it is about them, but it looks a little different. This is a young male. I wouldn't say this one's sexually mature at all. Kind of like a sub-adult male here. So maybe they develop like a slightly different color, but I actually wouldn't expect them to. I'd expect them to look very similar to this throughout their life. And it's definitely going to be cool to get some pictures of this, because this is a totally unique find. You know, there've been a lot of pictures of females dotted around, which are of course super unique, super insane. But this one, you could, if you didn't have an eye for small differences, you could definitely mistake this one for just being typical Tropidolaemus subannulatus. That's very nice green coloration, super vibrant on the sides, on the venter. There are a lot of these vine snakes around me. Oh, and that one tried to bite. Yeah, we've seen several, which I haven't filmed. We left a load which were like high up in trees and off the trail, but this one was really close. Very, very close and low down, so I figured why not get it in hand. Slightly smaller than the last one, and by slightly I mean maybe even half the size. But it's really nice to see this here. Just taking a little bit of a closer look, get some zoomed in footage of that as well. iPhone's focusing for once, you'll love to see it. And now I'm going to put it back in the bushes. All right, after some grief, I managed to get this one down, and it's another adult, well, let's say sub-adult male. I think it's definitely safe to say. Wouldn't go as far as to say adult. This one I believe is in the early stages of slough, judging by some shed coming off on the back, hence the slightly less pronounced coloration. Obviously the other one was very, very green. This one is not so green, and it's got like very pale, like bluish white spots on it. I don't know how they're coming up on this. They've got touches of green, white, blue. Interesting though, nice to see another, but I won't be taking any pictures of this one. All right, we just got another viper. This one actually really, really cool. Look, this is actually a hatchling female, or a very, very, very young female. Probably not more than a couple months old, and already you can really see on this how different they are to the other species of Tropidolaemus. The bands on this, well, they're not even really that much of bands, it's just much wider spots. They're completely white, and if you look even closer you can see the black starting to come through on the body. It's really crazy to think that this will become like bright yellow and black in adult age, but you know, all the Tropidolaemus females go through the most outrageous color change, and they are very green, these, before they get to the stage that we saw them at. Like, they have a lot of green and yellows and all kinds of crazy colors, but so cool to see what they look like in their tiniest form. It's amazing to think that this one, it's only like, let me just put my hand next to it for a second, it's only this big, will turn into that absolute beast that we saw during the daytime the other day. That's really impressive. Come on, let's see if we can cook up anything else before it's time to leave. All right, so Mox brought us to a secret pond he knew on the island, on the top of the Budbongao, and it's actually a pond with water. And what do you know, hunting along the edge of the pond, we got an actual snake. It's, I think this is a Philippine rat snake, Colognathus erythraeus, and it's not in a good shape. Like, I don't know if this one is just pre-shed or it's just in a really, really bad condition, because it's got blisters all over its body, loads of injuries, loads of ticks. It's not exactly showing out its best possible representation. That's for damn sure. All right, I'm going to try and film a little bit more of this, because the first clip wasn't too good, but this time I've got it in a slightly better position. I think this is its bad eye. It's got one eye which looks clapped, and I don't actually, I'm not sure if it is pre-shed. I've taken a really close look. Maybe it is, and it will look way better, but some parts of the body look way too shiny for it to be pre-shed. I think it's just been through the wars, like covered in blisters, in missing scales from when it's been attacked. It's got internal parasites, it's got external parasites. That said, still a cool observation right here at the very top of Budbongao. So a good find with the guys here in an unexpected place, and we're going to keep searching. All right, just after the rat snake, we've cooked up something which was one of our biggest targets for tonight. That's the endemic Sulu bronzeback right there. And we're going to try and get it down without losing it, but we've seen this species. All right, scratch that. I don't think this is Dendrolaphus flavescens, which I was under the impression which flavescens was a Cordilleniatus group bronzeback. This is a total taxonomic ambiguity here. I haven't got the foggiest what this is. It's definitely not Pictus, because you see the sides, there's no, on the front half of the body, there's absolutely no dual black ventrolateral stripes, so it's definitely not Pictus. It doesn't even look like it's Pictus group. It looks way more closely related to Dendrolaphus harsi, but it's more slender. Yeah, this is the definition right here of a taxonomic ambiguity, and could potentially even be another new species here on Bongao and Sulu area. I was actually thinking when I saw it in the tree that it didn't look Cordilliniatus like at all, but I didn't know what else it could possibly be. But really cool black and blue barring on the side, and we have started cooking tonight. We've got 4 species now up here, which is absolutely fantastic. And if you didn't notice, it's got a belly full of, I'd assume this is the Draco species that we saw in the daytime on the first day. That long and elongated, but with little leg patterns sticking out, is a very typical Draco looking meal size. And I've seen snakes a few times before, arboreals with that very, very similar shape inside them. Very distinctive. That's definitely one of the more common agamids here. It's the only agamid we've seen, actually. We've seen no agamids at all in the daytime, in the nighttime here. But the only reason I know there's Dracos here is because we saw one just before we got the huge keeled pit viper. But yeah, this is great. What a freaking find. Yeah, this is a really cool little snake here. I did look in a very, very old paper of records from the Sulu archipelago, and it did have Dendrolaphus pictus listed from this island. So maybe this is what they ID'd as pictoid at the time. But if you look at it, I mean, absolutely no ventrolateral stripes on the upper body. That's definitely not pictoid, even though it does bear some small resemblances. But when you look at the head size as well, head shape, very, very different, almost more like harsi, which you get in the Thai Peninsula and Borneo. Very, very interesting snake here. Taxonomic uncertainty at its finest.
That's what's fun about herping new locations, those small islands.
Yeah, going to places where literally nobody has ever herped before. Not in so many years. You get to see really cool, strange snakes. All kinds of stuff going on here. Look at that. This one's gone down very well. Very popular snake. It makes sense because it's beautiful. Got another taxonomic ambiguity here in gecko format. We've seen a couple of these running around tonight, but we've finally managed to get hands on this one. Looks like one of the generic Certidactylus you get all over the Philippines, to be honest. So I don't think I'm even going to bother with photos since they're obviously common here. But pretty nice. Okay guys, on the way back, very close to that male we found at first. Look what we got up here. We got a younger adult female there. About half the size of the last one, but definitely an adult female, and it will be very interesting looking, I'm sure. So we're going to try our best to get her down, but she is so high up. All right, here we go. Yes, exactly what we were hoping for. A transition stage female. This is, you know, funnily, this is actually the size of a lot of adult female full transition Wagler's pit vipers on the peninsula. But this one here, you know, it's not even, it's like half the size of the one we saw on the first day, but so beautiful. You can see the blacks really starting to come through. The blue stripe on the face, or is that like teal green? Wow. Okay, I'll get it in a better place for some filming. We're so happy we got this down. Amazing job by the guys to like chop off some sticks, which were long enough to get up there. And we were just able to gently lift it down. So good. So here it is, guys. The final chapter to the perfect script. And it's ended exactly how we would hope. We had to wait until the end of the night, and we've been searching so hard as a big group. But finally, at the very end, I cooked exactly what we were hoping for. A mid-size adult female, exactly like the one which first brought our attention to the existence of this here, seen by Abs and Mods here on this exact hill. It's just absolutely incredible. Like, I've never seen a snake like this. The bluish teal on the face, those spots, those yellows, it's just absolutely incredible. This has been an amazing trip. I could never have expected such amazing hospitality and friendly people here on Bongao. And I'm so, so glad we came here. It was everything and more that we could have possibly hoped. We had such a great time, and I'm really sad to be leaving tomorrow. But that said, I'm not going to complain at all. 2 fantastic days here in one of the coolest places I've ever been in my time traveling and looking for snakes. It's just absolutely incredible. So enjoy this last look at what is a very, very strange and amazing snake. Yeah, I'm going to say the words amazing and incredible many, many times. Well, check out this jumping spider. Oh, it jumped away. One final ride in the sweat box. So it's not the sweat box anymore, it's actually the cool box. Freaking beautiful in here with the air conditioning. Oh, I think we've made it up to our hotel.
Let's go.
What the hell? Who sleeps like this, man?
I've got a pacing brain.
One last trike ride. One last fizzy. End polio now. When was polio eradicated?
Pretty sure that hasn't been around since the 60s.
This is an interesting airport here. A very interesting airport. And that concludes our time in Western Mindanao. Truly the trip of a lifetime, which was everything and more than we could have hoped for. Similarly, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Make sure you leave a like and comment to boost the video, and head on over to the Patreon if you want to see more exclusive full-length videos which are not on YouTube. All right, see you soon.